We all know that the instinct is to fight for every possible yard and try and pick something up, but every now and then you've got to know when to turn off your instinct. In this situation, find a way to go down and save some yardage. I mean, quarterbacks do it all the time, right? Play up, we don't have it, just take the sack, fight for another down. In this case, though, he kept trying to make something. That loss of yardage, it changes field position, changes everything you're trying to do on offense, really puts him in a bad spot. Keep adding up the yardage. My man is off to a big-time start.
You know, when these guys get a first-quarter run like that, they're thinking, all right, now I'm going to get a fourth-quarter run like that, correct?
Have you ever seen a guy have a run like that and feel good about himself and then tap out and want to come out of the game? No, he wants the ball some more, doesn't he?
And he shows some mobility there, getting outside of the tackles, moving to the right, making a nice play.
He had the whole field in front of him and was able to actually throw it about where he was looking, right? He said he moved to the right, had his vision there, and put a nice pass into the end zone for a touchdown. Oh, boy, he got a favorable spot there. The guys on the sidelines were raising their hand and clasping their hands to signal safety, but the official marked it just outside the end zone at the 1-yard line. Every time I see a coach challenge a spot, that makes me a little bit nervous for that coach. Those are very difficult to get overturned.
Well, the biggest reason, correct me if I'm wrong, is just technology. A lot of times you just don't have the angle.
Yeah, I think all the coaches, when they want to challenge that type of a play, they want to put the magnet sensors in the ball to show exactly where it is. But right now, it's all about us humans. Well, partner, so much for the change of scenery. From St. Louis to Los Angeles, they gave up 3 field goal blocks last year as the St. Louis Rams. You think maybe in L.A. that might get correct.
Another one here, though, in Los Angeles.
And just think about the people in St. Louis right now.
You think they're smiling?
I'd say it might be more than a smile at this moment. When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they hit the ball and kick it right to him.
So no real weather issues, anything of that nature to speak of, but that's now 2 missed field goals here so far.
And not to use an excuse, but I will say it is a little bit different kicking outdoors than it is in a dome.
Sure.
You can fall in love with perfect footing, no breeze whatsoever. I doubt that had too big of an impact, but you never know. I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. This is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out if that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.